Hi, my name is Aude Seynt Martin, and today we are going to talk about how to find a mentor or a coaching. So, what I would like to talk about today is really what you need to look for when you want to start kind of a support that is going to give you your coach or your mentor, and also what are the red flags you need to recognize right away before jumping into bed with anybody and spend way too much money or just not being with the correct person for what you are trying to achieve. I think this is really important because when you are going to take a coaching, you want to improve an area of your life where you're not completely sure about. So that's gonna really work on your self-confidence, on the progress you're gonna make, on your moral altogether. Okay, so I have been using coaches or mentors, I would say a little bit of both, for the past 10 years. So for me, a coaching is somebody who is going to be a little bit more hands-on on what you're doing, while a mentor is merely giving you a direction or a mindset on what you want. But it doesn't really matter because this is all about personal development. And again, I'm using this term personal development, be professional or individual, and I truly think that both are very connected. So it's very important to actually identify a coach that is, for me, able to link the personal with the professional. Right, so I started to use coaches and mentors when I arrived from France to the UK. It was about 13 years ago. I was a lawyer, a French lawyer, barrister, as they say here in France, and arriving in the UK and obviously being a French lawyer, I needed to figure out something else I would be able to do to earn my life. And I wanted to completely change and be more independent. So I went into property coaching, I went into trading coaching, I went into online marketing. I've done a lot of things. I'm going to start with the red flags because I would say that once you come across one of, even one or two of these red flags, there's no much need to look any further, and you might as well move to the next person. So usually, how do you get acquainted to those coaches and mentors? Usually you will be offered coaching through boot camps, webinars, through internet. So I want to talk a little bit about boot camps because it is a very used techniques where it is very easy to fall into something that doesn't correspond to you. So how does it work, usually the boot camp? And some of these people are quite famous and can be quite good. So I would, if the topics interest you, go to the boot camps. It lasts about 1, 2, 3 days. It's usually not too expensive. There's usually a lot of excitement. There's a lot of music, there's a lot of people, it's a bit hot. There's a lot of motivational presentation, and they have various guests coming in here and trying to sell whatever they suggest you to buy to make more money, more incomes. First of all, you might make some good networking and meet some like-minded people you can maybe start some things with. It has happened to me, and I'm still in a business partnership with some of these people. And also there's also a few nuggets to get from these bootcamps, because the base of a webinar or a bootcamp is to deliver value, good value, to attract you to buy for more. Now, when it comes a little bit tricky is when they usually at the end of the bootcamp, they will create a certain urgency to get people literally walk or even run with their credit card to the back of the room to buy a more expensive coaching. And this is where I would have a tendency to tell you, stop. Don't do anything like that. When there is urgency, then I wouldn't go there. I would stop right there, because this is not the right place to start doing a coaching. Now, there's something that comes to some ethical consideration. Anybody, be a coach, anybody who delivers a speech during these boot camps, who guilt trip you or shame trip you by saying, oh, you don't have what it takes. If you don't take action right away, it's going to be too late. You're not ready. You'll never amount to anything. That's not the right person to work with. I'm telling you that right now. Putting pressure on anybody for selling is just a selling technique, period. I've done it. I've done this mistake because I went all the way down to the guilt trip or to the shame trip, and the results from this coaching have ever been anything but appalling. Maybe appalling is a little bit of a strong word. I just want to say here to mark my point, don't do it whenever you're oppressed. There's something which is very important when it comes to negotiation. To have a good negotiation, to have a good deal, you need two elements. Playing in your favor is the time and the money. If you're in a hurry to get the money, if you're in a vulnerable place, and if you're pressed by time, you're not in a good position, in the right mindset to make the best decision for you. Usually you will have about the same techniques on a webinar. So these people will always, like in a bootcamp on a webinar, starts like where they were when they started. So they're usually very poor, on the verge of getting bankrupt. Their cat is dying. I mean, all the calamity in a life is here, but they follow whatever process they want to sell you, and suddenly they have this dream life, driving the Ferrari. It's always the same. Now, they will describe the product and they will tell you, okay, this product, how do you think it's worth? It's worth at least 5,000, and I will give it to you for 97 or 197 or maybe 1997 if you take action within the next 5 minutes. Okay, so you've listened to the webinar and you've been to the bootcamp and you're just concentrating on the good bits you got from those. And I would definitely go a little bit deeper in what they've given to you before buying anything else. Okay, so that's the red flags. I want to avoid. Never run with your credit card or with anything for that matter to buy any of these products. Okay, now the second thing to be very clear about is what you are expecting out of the coaching you're going to take. And this is really important to be clear with yourself. Like, maybe you don't have to be crystal clear because this is part of the process, but at least you need to have a certain idea, and don't jump into anything before you have a starting idea. So let's say you're gonna want to make an income out of online marketing. Okay, do you have an idea to sell on online marketing? Try to look a little bit into the different skills you have and get, I'm not saying everything precise and clearly defined, because this is also the aim of the coaching, but something to work from, something to start from. And this actually link into the other condition, be involved in your coaching. As a lawyer, when I was a lawyer, I stopped taking any client that I felt would not be involved in his file, in his case. Because I know it's going to be too hard for me, the person is going to be disappointed, and there are fair chances that we're not going to win the case if the other person is expecting everything from me and is not really involved into his coaching, into this case. But it's exactly the same with the coaching. This is the when you decide to do something for yourself and to get help, this is precisely you getting help, but you will be the main driver of your success. And this is very important. And how you will talk to your mentor and to your coach has to preserve this dynamic. You need to work a little bit on what you're going to offer, what you're going to bring, and what you want there to develop with your mentor and your coach. Which brings me also to another condition. Once you've identified a coach that suits you and you like and that you can relate, you need to be very crystal clear in what they're going to offer for the price you are going to pay. So if you do a little bit research on the internet, you need to have an idea of what are the different steps you need to get to arrive at the end results, and if this person is going to provide you with all these steps. And believe me, for me, in many cases, it was not the case. I thought it was more or less included, but it was not at the end. So it's very important to be very clear and having some form of written description of what you're gonna get out of the coaching. So be involved in your coaching is really important, because if you give the responsibility of the success of the coaching, you also give the person the responsibility of the failure. But at least if you own your coaching, if you own the dynamic, then you're going to learn from your failure. You need to be 100% there, and your coach needs to be 100% there. A good coaching is 200% from the two people. Now, let me give you the best ever techniques I had to find my best coach. So I would say 3 magic words: YouTube, Amazon, and Google. You have online a tons of free resources. YouTube for me is one of the best things. So you just go onto YouTube and you Google, and you enter your keywords. Enter, for example, codependency. And then you're gonna have a list of YouTube videos. You browse the title of the videos, see what feels right for you, what attracts you, and start listening to a few videos from a few different people. Let's say you have identified Mrs. A. So you start to listen more videos from Mrs. A. And you will know very quickly if he or she has written a few books. And you can go on Amazon, type the same keywords and what comes up. And see also if from the Amazon people you found, you can find their name also on YouTube and what they're talking about. If you see a book that is talk to you, then you can go on a review of Amazon. And believe me, it's better to buy a book from Amazon that may not be what you're looking for than spend a whole coaching thing. So of course, this is going to take time. After a while, you can feel that the person is really walking the talk, and you can see the sincerity of the person in the way they talk and everything. And I started to work with a few of her books, and I was listening to her YouTube videos every time I was going running, and on vacation I was listening to up to 2 or 3 of her videos. It just gave me so many ideas, and at some point I just got in touch with her and I asked her, I would like to work with you, and we did a 2 months coaching, which will prove for me one of the best coaching I've ever received in my life. And she was not even that expensive. So just get familiarized. And that's why I say do not jump into anything, because by definition, and as we said at the beginning of the video, this is an area of your life where you want improvements that you don't know very well. So jumping with anybody because they're saying the right words, they're showing the right colors, or they name drop the most famous people, no, it's not going to get you necessarily to anything. And that's why it is really important to look for them, to spend a little bit of time, which also will get you involved into your coaching. So you're getting into a process when you enter this mindset of really working for yourself, investing time. Then when you think you have identified the right coach, ask for a free session. You need to have a free session, a free talk to talk with these people, because you're going to trust them with your life, with your future, with your past, with your secrets. You have to be quite open with a coach. So you need to be in trust and in confidence. If they don't want to give you this, they're probably not the right person for you. Get from the coach the content and work your sessions and ask questions to the coach. All right, so I hope that has been useful, and if you like this video, please click and press the like button, and until the next time, stay cool and aware. Bye.